This game was so good. I actually cannot put into words how good this game is. It's not very often I can say this about a sequel, but I'd say that God of War Ragnarok is just as good, if not better, than 2018's. How's it going, everybody? My name's Katie Bissett and I am on a mission. A mission to complete my ever-growing backlog of games, and enough intro, let's talk about this absolute masterpiece. This game has 36 base trophies and another 12 DLC trophies, adding up to 48. Throughout the story, you'll unlock 10 of these, not including any miscellaneous or collectibles. And speaking of the story, there are a few parts I want to go over, so there will be a few spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything, then either click off now or skip to the time on screen for the post-game trophies. The opening hour of this game is actually the best I've ever seen. First you get jumped by Freya, then you have to fight a bear that turns out to be Atreus, and have a scrap with Thor where he kills you and brings you back to life. Like, holy shit! Oh, piss off.
Oh no. I say when we're done.
What?
I'm not leaving till I see the real you. Get up!
Nah. No way. Whoa. No way they've just went and done that. Killed me and then brought me back to life. I can't forget getting to play as Atreus. Those two things without a doubt make up for the Jotunheim section, which was still cool being able to explore the realm, but not nearly as cool as climbing the walls of Asgard. Those views are just as good as the game itself. Then we have making a brand new weapon halfway through the game, which I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of, but it grew on me. And with this new weapon, we fight with Heimdall, who is an absolute prick, and it is so satisfying killing him off.
Kratos, that was just... I don't know if we are breaking fate, or fate's breaking us. Hey! I'm talking to you!
Oh.
Never shut up!
I cannot lie, I was not expecting them to kill my Go Brock like that. I was grieving this man like a real person. I couldn't believe. And on top of that, we find out that Tyr's been Odin the entire time. Like, what?
There's broken branches over there.
Brock can't be dead. He can't.
I keep.
And now, the final act, Ragnarok. This part is honestly so cool. It makes you feel like you're actually running through the trenches of a battlefield. I cannot put into words how awesome this final part was. You get to fight Thor again, which was really cool. And you get to beat Odin to a pulp for what he'd done to Brock. I'm so annoyed that my game crashed halfway through the fight, cause I had so many good reactions. But before starting the post game, there's one last mission I'm deciding to bundle in here, and that's the Viking funeral for Brock. I can't even lie, I actually had tears forming, and it doesn't help there's an incredible music track from Hosier, the actual singer, in the credits. I'm not gonna sit through it all. Now that I'm done with the incredible story, I can now focus on the remaining side quests and collectibles, which similarly to the last game, still sucks. So to ease myself into it, I started by going for all the side quests in each of the realms. Some had me saving giant jellyfish, others had me finding balls and hammers. There were so many quests, and I loved learning even more about the characters I've grown to love over the last few weeks. But it's now time for the big collectible grind once again. This time it didn't feel nearly as bad as before, even though there was so much more to find. The only reason I could give as to why is probably because I mentally prepared myself for such a giga task. To be fair, I did use guides again, but who wouldn't when there's so many things to find? One last thing before moving on, there's a really cool Easter egg I learned about the poems, and that's that they're all themed around PlayStation IPs. Shout out PlayStation Grenade for that one. Now that I've found almost every collectible, it's about time I talk about the Berserker gravestones. These fights were so much harder than the Valkyries from the previous game. One of the fights had you taking constant Bifrost damage, which, if you don't know, turns your health blue, and if you take any damage with the Bifrost, all that health gets taken away in an instant. A few other battles included fighting up to 2 to 3 bosses at once, which was so unbelievably unfair, but after so many attempts, I somehow managed to defeat them and got all the keys to fight King Hrolf, which was without a doubt even harder than the Valkyrie Queen. No! I'm dead. Oh, no way! What? What? Yes!
My kingdom.
Oh my god!
Still not sure if that was just...
Oh my god! I'm so goated at this game. Honestly, I'm so goated. I didn't even use a single Berserker stone. I used shit tons of them, but I didn't use it in that last fight where I fucking won. After defeating Rolf, I made my way back to Muspelheim to complete the new and not very improved challenges. But before that, I quickly got my last sword out and fully upgraded an armor set to prepare. Compared to the 2018 Muspelheim challenges, these felt so boring and quite grindy towards the end, mainly because there's not a decent end goal to work towards. And after beating the easier challenges, a sword appears in the main arena, and the only way to unlock the sword is to do the same challenges over and over, which compared to the last game kinda sucks.
That was so easy.
With the boring trials out of the way, I left myself the battle with Na, the new Valkyrie Queen. This was a tough fight, but not nearly as tough as the other one though, and it still took me around 3 to 4 hours to win. Yes! Oh, imagine if there's a second phase. That's me took down every single Valkyrie Queen, including the new one. But we're not done yet, we still have the Valhalla DLC to complete, which will be my first time playing a proper roguelike. So of course, if you don't want to know anything about Valhalla, then I'll be seeing you next time. But if you're staying, I need to talk about 2 parts of the story. In the first proper run of Valhalla, we see Helios from the original games get a new rage ability and almost kill Mimir. The developers are actually so goated for making 2 amazing opening sequences for the same game, minus trying to kill Mimir. During the second run, we find Tyr, the real one this time, and after beating him in a fight, he lets Kratos open the big door, which we can't see into until later on, which made me want to keep playing to see what Kratos saw. Which was the younger version of himself. He speaks to his younger self and comes to accept what he was and what he will be. The story for Valhalla was so good and the only reason why I kept playing. I just found the gameplay to be incredibly boring and quite repetitive. But now that I've mastered it, there's a few things I needed to do for 100%, some of which being as easy as putting armor on. Others had me going back into Valhalla to complete many tasks, one of which was to participate in a fight at the Forum Arena, which was way too close. Oh my god! I'm actually so good. Oh, During the fight, I also collected 15,000 echoes in a single run. Then the run after that, I found the last of 3 Captain's Keys. This left me with the Mastery quests, which wasn't that hard, just really grindy. I had to complete 9 of them, 6 of which I did while playing the story. These were easy enough, I just had to get quite lucky with some of my runic attacks, and I got incredibly lucky because I got everything in just 2 runs. Like 2 in 1.
For you,
Yes!
every obstacle is just a stepping stone.
I can say without a doubt that the Norse God of War games have become some of my favourite games of all time. I thank everyone at the Santa Monica Studios for making them, and I thank you for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed then, please consider subscribing. I have plenty more videos coming in the future, and I will see you next time.